I'm Jesse with the Improbable Podcast. If you don't want to get benched this season, don't strike out. Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell.
I'm down here next to the dugout with Chris Taylor. And Chris, I mean, look, right before the lockout, you signed your deal with the Dodgers to come back. How good does it feel to be back in front of all these fans?
Yeah, I think we were all on the edge of our seats, you know. I think everybody was kind of itching to get back to it, and we were hoping something would get done. And, you know, I'm just relieved we were able to work out a deal, and we're going to have a full 162, and now we're playing baseball again. You
got a couple at-bats today. I mean, how does it just feel kind of being back out there at the plate? How are things going for you with your progression?
Pretty good. You know, I feel like I'm in a good spot for, you know, having first 5-6 at-bats, you know, in practice and now in the game. You know, at this point, I think everybody's just kind of trying to feel it out, get their timing down, swing at strikes, and but yeah, so far I feel pretty good.
Freddie Freeman walked into the clubhouse today, full suit. What did you think about it?
Yeah, classy move. I think he's got to dress like that the rest of the year now.
Yeah, that's the expectation. He set the tone. It's got to be a full suit every single day. All right, Chris. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Let's get back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Chris Taylor, having a nice day so far.
First, talk about your swing. How are you feeling out there, taking some swings? Are the changes you made last year, are you still implementing those?
Yes, I am. I feel very good. I feel stronger. You know, I feel like the ball's jumping off the bat more so than it did last year, obviously. So, you know, I'm feeling good, and it's going to be fun and good to get out there and get going again, you know, and get your feet wet and just get this thing going.
And I can imagine you can't go into the season expecting what's going to happen, per se. And I imagine you didn't understand or know the challenges you were going to have. But what did you learn from those, and how can they help you with this season?
I mean, I think, you know, towards the end I really dialed in, you know, what made me good and why I'm good, and, you know, just try to go from there and just keep learning and adjusting. And, yeah, I mean, it was a grind last year, to say the least, but, you know, it's in the past, and I'm looking forward to this season.
Every year this team has an opportunity to go all the way. Does anything feel different, more this year?
It feels the same as it has, you know, ever since I've been up. It's just we're ready to win, and we anticipate going to the World Series every year. And we implement that day one in spring training. So great group of guys in this clubhouse. It's fun to be a part of, and like I said, ready to get going on the season.
And how does it feel just to be back with all the guys? I mean, you see everyone's faces. It feels real, huh?
It feels real. It feels good. You know, group chat was just, well, we're all in different places, like what's going on. But no, I think we did a good job staying in touch throughout it all, and you know, got knowledgeable about the situation, and feels really good to be back.
How does it have a normal-ish off season when you know you're not dealing with surgery and rehab and kind of all those things?
Just felt good. Felt normal. You know, body feels really good. Scaps feel good. So, you know, I needed it. I appreciated the full off season, and excited for it.
So, which swing are we going to see? Because we've seen a few different ones.
You have, yeah. No, it's where I was at in the postseason. I'm spread out, hands where they were. Obviously, I felt very confident in that. Just, you know, adjustments here and there just to be consistent with it all, and keep my same approach, and you know, just be confident in it, and just, you know, excited to get it going.
Trey, just first, how good does it feel to be back?
That feels good. Get back to schedule, be normal again, and see the guys, and get the season going, because there's been obviously a lot of talk this offseason with the CBA and whatnot, but it's good to be back and playing baseball.
What was the focus for you, or were you working on anything in specific during this offseason?
No, just being healthy. Feel like the last few off seasons, I feel like I've put myself in a good spot in the off season, and just trying to do similar things, stay strong, stay healthy, and just get ready to play full 162.
With Seager gone, are you looking forward to being true shortstop again this season?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to miss him, but for me individually, I'm excited to play shortstop again. feels so much more normal and natural. And I felt, like I was playing left-handed over at second base. But it'll be good to, prove that I can play it at a high level. And I think that's one of my focuses this spring training is getting those ground balls over there and putting in the reps and getting ready for that.
Did anything from playing second last year? Is there anything you kind of used to cross over to shortstop? Any takeaways, I guess, from it?
No, I only played, 50 games or so, and played the last 7 years at short. So, I was just trying to do the best I could over there for the ball club and, make as many outs for my pitchers like I always do. But like I said, it was just a little awkward, a little weird to learn the position on the fly. But, I feel good back at short and feels normal, and today was fun.
Trey, a lot was going on, getting traded, moving to a new position. Does this feel a little bit more normal, comfortable? Do you feel like you'll be in a better spot starting the season with these guys?
Yeah, no, I think routine's always good. Going back, there was a lot of things last year that was, a crazy year, and all things considered, I thought it was pretty successful from many viewpoints. But I think getting not a fresh start, but getting to start here in spring training, and once I get my routine and learn everything, I think that's always better for success and better for me to contribute to the team. So I'm excited. Hopefully I don't get traded again this year. That'd be great. And I can stay in one spot, and it's going to be a fun year.
As far as your contract, how do you approach it this year, and would you be open to talking about an extension, or is that kind of like where mentally you have to just worry about baseball and not worry about even getting into that?
Both. I feel like I compartmentalize. I can have a talk if somebody wants to have a talk. If not, I'm ready to play and ready to go out there and do what I've done for the last, however many years. Like I said in the past, I'll have talks, but if they're not going to happen, or if they don't, or they do, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about not stinking today is kind of my motto. Is don't suck today. So I'd put in the time and let those things take care of themselves.
Have they approached you about an extension?
I think there was one little phone call before the lockout, but nothing of substance, or nothing that was really brought to my attention. Just conversation between them and my agents. But
how are you feeling? Surgery is now a little less than a year ago, but how are you feeling right now?
Feeling great. Getting back to a good spot, strengthening my arm, getting back to close to normal, and in a good spot.
Where would you say you're at right now?
I would say 70-75% back to normal. But on the ramp-up stage, so getting close.
Do you have a goal for when you want to be back on the mound?
Well, back on the mound is supposed to be at the start of next month, so first week of April. If everything stays smoothly, that's where we'll be.
Everyone's the estimate time is after All-Star break. Is that is there a date on the calendar you're looking at that you have circled? How excited are you for you just to be playing meaningful baseball again?
No circled date yet. Still too far to do that. But yeah, I'm very excited to just be back with the guys. It's exciting to have everybody here, and just the camaraderie is back. It's exciting.
And what did it mean to you to see Clayton Kershaw re-signing?
I was very excited. Just having his presence in the locker room is awesome. It's very cool to see.
What have you learned from him personally?
Just the gamesmanship and how to carry yourself around the clubhouse and in the locker room and in the weight room, and just the way he goes about his business day in and day out is pretty phenomenal.
Well, just last thing from me. Can you just kind of break down what your workouts have looked like at this moment? Kind of just explain whether it's kind of core or what you've been throwing. Just break it down.
Yeah. So this is my first week of throwing 6 days a week. So I've been throwing light on Monday, heavier on Tuesday, light Wednesday, light Thursday, heavy Friday, and then it would be light Saturday. So working out 4 days a week, and just getting back in the swing of things to get ready for the season.
Well, we're excited that you'll be back out there soon. Thank you.
I had a similar injury with the lead shoulder. It usually takes about a year, to feel comfortable, feel strong. And do you feel now back to normal, that shoulder is strong?
Yeah, I really focused on scaps this offseason. I talked to Julio when he had his shoulder surgery, and he came back obviously better than ever. He said the most important thing is scap work, just getting that mobility and getting that strength. And I really took that and ran with it, and just focused on scaps and mobility and strength, and just learned a lot about my body last year, how it all works, and how I can benefit it the most going into the future.
You know, this was also a special offseason for you. You had a baby girl, I believe. How's that been?
It's been amazing, man. Definitely a life changer. You know, just every day, you know, something new. She's learning something new. She's getting bigger, starting to smile now. So it's the biggest blessing I've received.
And back to baseball. You know, you defensively, in my opinion, the best defensive center field in the game today. How excited knowing that you'll be patrolling center field and have Mookie Betts on your left and AJ Pollock, CT3 on your right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. You know, I feel like I'm in a good position. Center field, you know, wears on your body a little bit more than the other positions, just more running. So a few years I played out there, I've understood that and got an understanding of, you know, how to maintain throughout the season. But you know, I think it's probably the best outfield defensively and potentially offensively in the game. So it's a huge blessing.
You're an MVP, Rookie of the Year. You've done a lot of great things at such a young age. You're just now entering.
You know, I think you know, it just happened so fast, so it's kind of a blur right now, but it's good to be here. It's good to be a Dodger again, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And how are you feeling? How is, just with everything from the forearm tightness, how are you feeling right now? It seems like things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I feel 100% health-wise. It's just, you know, I didn't pick up a ball for a long time. So I didn't pick up a ball till January 1st. So I haven't done that in a long, long time. So wasn't really sure how it was going to react. So thankful that I feel great now. And, you know, I'm throwing live tomorrow. So that'll kind of be a good assessment to see where I'm at and keep progressing from there. Yeah.
Do you think you'll be ready for opening day?
I think so. I mean, if you look at the schedule, if I throw one inning tomorrow and go up one inning for 5 days, I think it's pretty close. So, you know, we'll see. But, you know, either way, I should be right around that. It should be okay.
How good did your mind and your heart and your soul feel when you were able to re-sign this deal?
Felt good. Yeah, felt good. Yeah.
Was it an odd limbo, though? You say it's so fast now, but between the lockout and being a free agent for the first time, there was the long wait.
The lockout was honestly a blessing for my wife and I. Honestly, just selfishly to be able to make sure my elbow was okay, you know, and we didn't want to make any decisions without knowing that I was going to be 100%, and so without the distraction of trying to figure out where to play, and you know, honestly, that's a credit to Andrew as well for not having to do the qualifying offer. That was really nice. Didn't have to make that decision right away, which is huge for me. Just gave me time to figure it out, and once I got healthy, you know, it was no secret. You know, we were either gonna go play in Texas or stay here, and that was a hard phone call to tell CY. I'm a good friend of CY, and you know, I think the world of him, and I think he's gonna do great things with Texas. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be here and win a World Series, and I think the Dodgers gave me the best chance to do that, and I'm excited to be back.
Trey, first off, just 2 singles today. Different performance from yesterday at the plate. How does it feel to be back out there?
It feels good to put the ball in play and not strike out and walk back to the dugout. But you know, that's what spring training is for. Is just getting those reps, getting those at bats, get the timing down, and we still got a lot of time and a lot of at bats ahead. But you know, I feel good.
But with each game, I mean, look, when you kind of compare, like you said, yesterday to today, does it just kind of put you or make you realize that you are progressing in the right direction right now, so early in spring training?
Yeah, I just think something to build off of. When you come into spring training and you don't know where you're at until you get those reps. And yesterday, you know, I kind of got a baseline, so now I know what I need to work on moving forward and try to implement that today, so we're moving in the right direction. But, you know, that's why baseball is one of the hardest sports in the world, is because, you know, yesterday doesn't really matter, and what are you going to do for me today? So keep building on today and then see if we can do it, you know, the next time.
2 games back at shortstop. I know that is your preferred in your position, so just tell me about it. Does it feel normal and it feel like it's what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, it feels so much more natural. Got to build up the arm strength, but you know, other than that, I just feel like I'm, you know, able to make the right decisions, know where I should go and what I should do, and the angles feel better to me. You know, over at second base, the angles were, you know, the complete opposite, and you know, it feels good to just be back with you.
Now, I haven't gotten your reaction. Freddie Freeman news. How does it feel to be his teammate now?
Good, because I was trying to recruit him to Washington when I was over there and playing against him every day, and he was killing us over there. So now I'm glad I get a chance to play with him, and you know, he's in the same boat as me. We're kind of 2 of the newer guys, so you know, it's been fun talking to him and showing him around. I feel like I'm teaching him some things, at least of where the facility is. But he's a special player, and you know, I'm so happy he's here, and he's going to be really good.
What was your reaction to the reports that Freddie Freeman's signing?
Excited. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the game.
He makes our lineup so dangerous. It's going to be fun to watch on a nightly basis, but on top of that, it just gives us an even better chance to win another World Series, and that's all we're about here is winning. There's not one person in here that didn't want him, and we got him, so now we're all really excited and just can't wait for him to get here, whenever that is.
He's got to be, if not the best, one of the best top 3 or 4 hitters in the game. So, Freddie, I know him a little bit. I'm excited to have him. I know he's going to be excited to get here. And, he's kind of got the personality that'll fit into any clubhouse, and that's good. We got a position player lineup of all-stars, so that's good. But that doesn't mean you're going to win. So we got to work together and come together as a team, because there is some things about culture and chemistry and things like that you have to work on. So we can't just assume that because we got 9 of the best players in the game running out there every day that we're going to win. So we got to work on that, and we will, and we'll be good at it.
Excited is probably an understatement. Obviously, there's been a lot of build-up and a lot of talk and a lot of anticipation as to what was going to happen, and to finally see it go down and be official last night I slept really good. Yeah, it was good.
What does Freddie Freeman bring, just the total package? Can you describe why everybody's so excited?
A professional guy, a professional hitter, a good defender, someone that is just going to, I feel like, come right into this clubhouse and fit right in and make this team even more dynamic.
Honestly, we all want to win a ring, and anytime you add a guy that's that good, he's a special talent. He's a special hitter. Then, of course, you get excited.
The way they structure the team and they spend the money, but then they can trade and they can draft and develop, and it seems like no matter what they do, it seems like the right move. Tip the cap to Andrew and all the guys in the front office that make these decisions, because they put us in a good chance to win every single year. He's going to be a big piece.
How was your off season, and how good does it feel to be back with your teammates?
It feels really good to be back. There was a couple of speed bumps along the way. Weren't sure if we were going to get a full season, but we did. Everything's good, and we're playing baseball again.
How did the extra time allow you to, whether it was focusing on anything, whether it's just spending time with family, how did it kind of allow you to take the moment and even reset for season?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of, not getting too up or too down with how things are going, and just put your head down, enjoy the family, enjoy the working out. It was going to happen eventually, but I always enjoy the off season, and usually working out, doing stuff anyway, so I wasn't too worried about getting baseball shape.
And last year you battled a few injuries. Was there anything you learned from last year and things you want to work on towards this season and keeping yourself healthy in a sense?
Yeah, I kind of figured a couple of things, well, knock on wood. There's a couple of things that I think could help me along the way. And we'll see. There's some stuff in baseball, and you could do everything off the field. You could eat right. You can do all these things. And baseball is just a wacky sport. You play every day. The way you run, the way you swing one way. It's just a weird sport. So, I'll do everything I can. I think I've learned some things, but at the same time, I'm going to go out there and play hard and see what happens. If something were to happen, then I'll just regroup. We got a great training staff and get back at it. But I feel really good right now, so I don't plan that happen.
You guys start playing games on Friday. How important was today's sim game, just to kind of get rhythm down, things like that?
Yeah, anything you do at this point in the beginning is just, for me, it's just getting your legs under you. Everyone, even if you're training really hard, it's really hard to describe to someone what baseball shape is, because you're just standing on cleats for hours and hours, not doing a whole lot, and then you run. And then just the volume of throwing, you throw a ton, and then you don't throw for 2 hours, and then you throw, and it's just a weird, baseball shape is strange. So just kind of getting used to that stuff. The sim game is great. To me, I feel like we'll get plenty of reps, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, so even with just kind of a non-traditional spring training, that's not really a concern for you right now. I know with like the pitchers, and Dave Roberts has said that the expectation towards at the end of spring training, it's not for everyone to be fully built up and still using some of those early games to continue to get ready. But from the position player side, does it feel like this is enough time?
I'm fired up. I think we should do this every year. I think there's so much, as a position player, I think, the spring training's gotten so big. I don't know if it's just the fans love it. I mean, it used to be a lot shorter and maybe a little more focused, and I think it's kind of been a roll on into spring, and pitchers are weird. I mean, not them, but like they're getting in shape is weird, and I don't know that, so I know they got to get their volume up. I know they got to get get up, get down. They do a lot of stuff that like I'll defer to them on that, but as a position player, I'm pretty pumped to not have a full spring training, and I think it'll be a little more focused for a position player.
All right, and last one for me, just reaction to getting Clayton Kershaw back.
Oh, that's our guy. Just pumped. It'd be weird to see him in another uniform. He's just such a big part of the clubhouse, and I remember looking at the roster and just thinking, there's something missing, and it's our guy. So we got him back, and he looked good yesterday, so I'm happy to see him healthy.
And I actually lied to you. I got one more. How is it just seeing Max Muncy back out there, no brace on, seeing that he's feeling better, that Mookie Betts is healthy, that you're healthy, that Cody Bellinger is healthy? How is that feeling to you, just knowing that everyone is so ready and what it means for this season?
Yeah, I mean, staying healthy. You need a lot of weird stuff happened. And it was a nasty thing for months, and he looks good. Mookie battling. Cody had battling the whole year. I mean, it's just baseball is, it's not a contact sport, but there's just weird stuff that come up, and it's good to see everyone ready to go. Everyone's healthy. We're in a good spot.
Bringing the heat last year, Alex Vesey, who's kind enough to join us now live here at Camelback Ranch. What a breakout season it was for you in 2021. I know things got off to a bit of a bumpy start the first time you were up with the Dodgers. Then you were optioned back to AAA. When you returned in early July, I don't know what clicked for you down at OKC, but the last 3 months of the season, you had a 0.92 ERA. As you were saying, you were punching tickets left and right. What changed for you when you came back?
Obviously getting traded over, the Dodgers coaching staff had a lot for me, right? So it was just slowly but surely, picking apart different pieces, whether it was mechanics or analytics. It seemed to click once I was able to clear my head down in AAA. And then coming back, all I wanted to do was just get outs and give my team the best chance to win. So it felt really good to kind of get some momentum and kind of establish myself. So
we saw in that highlight montage there, they were showing some flames, putting flames in there, not just for your fastball, but also you're kind of a fiery competitor when you're out there on the mound. How would you describe your demeanor when you take that ball? Because I imagine it's an incredible rush for you as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love it. When there's 50,000 at Dodger Stadium, that's where I feel like I perform the best. The heart rate gets going and my adrenaline is pumping, and that's just something that I feel like I thrive in that moment, right? Today I was throwing it in the backfields and there was a little bit of fans and stuff, so like I was happy just to look around and to have it not be a ghost town like I've been the past 2 months. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I'm really, really looking forward to getting back out there.
You first came up with the Marlins, and I don't know how much they were diving into analytics while you were there. You come here to a place that is very much involved in the analytical side of the game. How much has that helped you, and how much do you actually like to incorporate that?
Yeah, no, it's helped me a bunch. It's understanding where my strengths are, right, and being a guy that can live at the top of the zone. It's the fine line between a strike and a ball, right at the top. So it's definitely given me a lot of confidence knowing that I can throw it up there and not get hurt, and that's the game. It's been really fun to incorporate that, and it's just taking little steps to get better in any way you can. So yeah, it's been fun.
When you were watching a bunch of those strikeouts there, you were saying all heaters as you were sitting there watching it. And we saw you last year, 95, sitting most of the time, occasionally 96, 97. You were saying that you would actually like to bump it up a little more if you can.
Shoot, yeah, I hope there's more in the tank. We had a really good off season. Pretty much took 1 or 2 weeks off of working out, and then got back into it. Throwing program's gone really well, and I'm really looking forward to these next 2-3 weeks in spring training, and then getting it going. So,
aside from wanting to add more velo, are you working on anything else? Any secondary pitches, slider, changeup, or anything else?
Yeah, you have to be able to mix it up, speed them up, slow them down. In, out, up. So yeah, definitely been working on the slider and changeup. So I'd like to throw all three. I feel like that would give me the best competitive advantage to pound the zone with the heater, but also establish slider and changeup.
How much different is this spring training compared to last year when you were maybe just trying to get noticed, trying to make the team, and now you've really established yourself?
Yeah, I mean, a big emphasis is staying healthy, right? The spring training is definitely a time where you have to build up and you have to be careful, because you don't know what your body's gonna go through, right? You need to be smart, and at the same time kind of just make sure that you're crossing T's, dotting I's, right?
Not many people make it from Cal State East Bay to the big leagues. I know Joe Morgan, who's a Hall of Famer, passed away not that long ago, sadly, but you've made it yourself, and you've always had this motto. I don't know if it's just find a way. Yeah. And you have found a way. Yeah. How have you been able to do that? Because you actually have an interesting story when you were called up to the big leagues the first time, when Don Mattingly and Mike Hill had a talk with you in the office.
Yeah, man. That was that is a moment I'll always remember. They asked me, hey, where'd you start in 2019? And I was like, low A. And then like, where'd you finish? And I was like, I was in Double A and played in the fall league. So, and then they're like, what are you doing right now? And I was like, battling for a spot on the big league team. And they're like, no, you've earned your spot on the big league team. So yeah, that moment will always be very close to my heart, but now it is finding a way to keep getting better, and now it's they do say it's easy to make it to the big leagues, but staying in the big leagues is very hard. So my thing is I'd like to stay.
And I think you found that out last year, because you were optioned back after your first trip up with the Dodgers, and then you showed that you can stay. Very deserving second half of the season on into the playoffs as well. Yeah. Alex Vesia, thank you so much for taking time to be with us, and good luck to you this season.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Kersh is officially going to continue his Hall of Fame career for at least one more season in Los Angeles. The longest tenured Dodger, first called up back in 2008, and since then, he's won 185 games, 5 ERA titles, 3 Cy Young Awards, the 2014 National League MVP, 8-time All-Star, won a Gold Glove in 2011. Most importantly, has a World Series ring from 2020. Here's Kersh now, back for year 15.
It just happened so fast, so it's kind of a blur right now, but it's good to be here. It's good to be a Dodger again, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And how are you feeling? How is, just with everything from the forearm tightness, how are you feeling right now? It seems like things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I feel 100% health-wise. It's just, I didn't pick up a ball for a long time. So I didn't pick up a ball till January 1st. So I haven't done that in a long, long time. So wasn't really sure how it was going to react. So thankful that I feel great now. And, I'm throwing live tomorrow. So that'll kind of be a good assessment to see where I'm at, and keep progressing from there. Yeah.
Do you think you'll be ready for opening day?
I think so. I mean, if you look at the schedule, if I throw one inning tomorrow and go up 1 inning for 5 days, I think it's pretty close. So, we'll see. But, either way, I should be right around that. It should be okay.
How good did your mind and your heart and your soul feel when you were able to re-sign this deal?
Felt good. Yeah, felt good. Yeah.
Was it an odd limbo, though? You say it's so fast now, but between the lockout and being a free agent for the first time, there was the long wait.
The lockout was honestly a blessing for my wife and I, honestly. Just selfishly to be able to make sure my elbow was okay, and we didn't want to make any decisions without knowing that I was going to be 100%, and so without the distraction of trying to figure out where to play, and honestly, that's a credit to Andrew as well for not having to do the qualifying offer. That was really nice. Didn't have to make that decision right away, which is huge for me. Just gave me time to figure it out, and once I got healthy, it was no secret. We were either gonna go play in Texas or stay here, and that was a hard phone call to tell CY. I'm a good friend of CY, and I think the world of him, and I think he's going to do great things with Texas. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be here and win a World Series, and I think the Dodgers gave me the best chance to do that, and I'm excited to be back.
We're at the point where it's going to be a 1-year deal, 1 year at a time, and make your decision every year?
Every year is going to be different. I don't know, but at this point, this year, this was the right call, and figure it out next offseason. Yeah.
How big was the idea of playing your entire career with the Dodgers?
I think it's really cool that people do that. It wasn't a huge factor in my decision. I think it's a very awesome thing. You know, you think about the guys that have done that. It doesn't really happen recently as much anymore either. So I do think that's a very special thing, but it didn't play a big role in my decision.
What was the separator here in Texas? The opportunity to win?
Yeah. Just win a World Series. Yeah. This is, yeah. I mean, you know, once, you know, my kids are old and they're older and getting in school, and the draw of, you know, being home more and keeping them in school was big. You know, that there's no secret to that. But my Ellen was on board. She wanted to do this again. And I think, you know, my son, Charlie, he's 5, and he hasn't, you know, the last couple of years have been tough. And so for him to finally get to be around the clubhouse again and get to do some of those things, I'm excited. My 2-year-old's kind of a terror right now, so I don't know if I'll bring him around, but Charlie's going to be really fun.
The word retirement was thrown out for people from the outside. Was that never?
I mean, unless my elbow was bad, but if I was healthy, I was going to play. Yeah.
Was there one particular day though that stays with you where you knew the elbow was better?
No, it was a process. Yeah, it was a process. You know, as I started throwing in January, started feeling a little better and better, and every day I'd throw more, and I wasn't as sore, and then started throwing off the mound a little bit more, and kept bouncing back, and just kind of one day it was like, man, I'm healthy. So. And then from there, made the decision.
What was the reaction from some of your teammates when they found out you were coming back?
I don't know. I really haven't talked to them about it. They seem happy to see me, though, so that's good. Yeah, that's good, yeah.
I mean, I think what Kersh has meant to this organization, to the city of Los Angeles, goes without, you know, talking about. I think going into the offseason for us, it was the #1 priority. Keeping Kersh in Dodger blue, you know, was our biggest priority coming in. And through the conversations, felt confident, but not knowing for sure. And then post-lockout, he was the first phone call I made, and we worked quickly to get it done.
When you look at the starting pitching rotation, are there additional moves that you're hoping to make? How are you seeing it shape up, I guess, today and kind of looking ahead?
Yeah, I think that's probably the thing that's keeping us up most at night. I think with this condensed spring training, where pitchers are going to be on opening day, you know, how to kind of keep them healthy through a regular season and ideally through a long October, and how to balance the depth with quality. Also, we've got a lot of really interesting guys coming. We also have Dustin May, who should be back at some point in the middle of the season. So I think our biggest concern is early. And so it's just how to navigate that and where our own guys are. And I think as we assess that over the next few days, we'll have an even better sense.
And how would you just describe what these last few days have been like just for you, with everything from free agency to catching up with the guys, seeing where they're at today? How would you describe what it's been like?
Obviously, we had a lot of meetings leading up to the lockout ending, and felt like we were incredibly prepared. And then the bell rung, and you know, things are happening really quickly. Timing is playing out differently than how you anticipate, which we kind of expected, but it's been drinking out of a fire hose, and I think it's been activating that part of our brain, which had been dormant for a couple months. But it's been great. The adrenaline's there, and I think you know, the desire to keep doing what we can to put ourselves in the best position to win a championship.
Spring has officially sprung in Glendale, Arizona. The full squad reporting to Camelback Ranch today, wasting no time getting to work in the cage, throwing off the mound. And it's great to have fans back at spring training as well, able to get up close and personal with some of the players. Such a great sight to see, and it's always a fun time at CBR. There's only 15 games in Arizona, the first one only 5 days away. It's a much quicker ramp up for the season than the players are used to, Jerry. So what are they going to try to accomplish over these next 5 days to be ready for Friday?
Well, really, you got to understand that even though you have that spring training opener on Friday, it's not the end-all, be-all. The biggest thing is being ready opening day, and that's April 8th for the Dodgers. So you want to make sure you take care of your body as a pitcher. Make sure you get enough bullpen sessions. You have your ramp-ups. If you're a starting pitcher, maybe throw an inning or two your very first start, and then possibly 3 or 4. But position players, I'm sure you ask them in spring training, this is ideal for them. A lot of position players hate the 6 weeks, sometimes 7 week spring training because it becomes tedious and boring. I prefer 15 games because big league hitters especially the veteran guys, all they need is about 20 to 25 at-bats, and they're ready to go.
Talk about tedious and boring. I'm expecting the exact opposite from these next 5 days because we've got more than 100 free agents still out there, and that's like, gosh, like an eighth of the league that is still yet to be settled. We don't know where they're playing. Not all of those guys are going to sign major league contracts, but if you think camps today look the way that they're going to look in 5 days, this is going to be a very dynamic time for major league rosters because of the lockout, because front offices were not able to talk to players and their agents for the better part of 3 months. It's going to be a very interesting 5 days, guys.
Yeah, and for the players who are there in camp, Jerry, if you're a position player, are you going to want to get more at-bats in these Cactus League games than you normally would, knowing you don't have as many Cactus League games?
It depends. If you're a guy like a Cody Bellinger who probably got off to a really slow start, who caught fire in the postseason, I think he's going to want to get in there really early and get as many at-bats as possible. Or a guy like a Max Muncy, especially if he's healthy, he's going to want to test out that arm, test out that elbow, making sure he is ready to go. But if you're a veteran guy like Dustin Turner, Mookie Betts, you don't need a whole lot of at-bats because you know, especially a week leading up to opening day, you can ask the manager, hey, I want to play just about every day, simulate playing every day, and be ready to go. So I don't really worry about the veteran guys. And we know the young guys, especially the guys who went on the 40-man roster, they're going to get plenty of work, especially the first week to 10 days of games, because a lot of these big leaguers are probably going to get 1 or 2 at-bats, and here come the young guys.
And that's the thing, is that we often see when the opposing team's starting pitcher comes out of the game, then we often see the big league regulars who are in the lineup that day also come out of the game because they got the at-bats against the guy they wanted to see. So a bit of it, to me, depends on sort of how the pitchers are pitching and how long into the games they're going. If the pitchers are only facing the opposing lineup one time through and then giving way to guys who are not on the 40-man roster, who are going to be starting in Double and Triple-A, you know, maybe if you're a Justin Turner, you don't necessarily need to see that guy, at least early on in camp. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
And you got to remember, these guys are incredible athletes. These guys weren't just sitting at home and just doing nothing. These guys were training, really anticipating the lockout to last a long time. So they were grinding, working out, getting enough at-bats, seeing live pitching. So these guys are ready and in shape when they arrive at the camp.
But you and Nomar have admitted once you get inside that stadium for the first time, you start to get those butterflies back and it starts to feel
Hey there, Sharon Sam. This field behind me is where Freddie Freeman really started to make a name for himself, and he's still quite a presence here. We were told yesterday, while all this speculation was going on about where he might or might not sign, he was actually here taking batting practice with his dad. We're told he often comes here with his dad and sometimes his young son Charlie and takes batting practice in the offseason. Now that he's signed with the Dodgers, a lot of folks around here are hoping they'll see him even more often. Before Freddie Freeman was a National League MVP and 5-time All-Star, he was a standout player at El Medina High School in Orange.
I always hoped that he would make it, but to turn out to be this guy that's Silver Slugger, MVP, Gold Glove, like, you knew he was a good baseball player and you knew that he had the ability to go a long way. But I mean, he's reached superstardom that you almost can't even dream about.
El Medina head baseball coach Josh Kleiner was an assistant coach when Freeman was named Orange County's Player of the Year and helped the team win a league championship in 2007. Even now, Freeman is still a regular presence on the school's baseball field in the off-season. This is him just recently taking batting practice here.
I know he's really nice, always says what's up, asks how you're doing. Charlie's really funny to see out here, fielding his balls in the outfield when he hits them. So it's just a fun environment when he's out here.
Now the coach and his players are thrilled to know they might see Freeman even more often after news broke that he signed with the Dodgers.
I think it's cool because growing up here and having him play here, now you get to go just drive maybe 30 miles and you get to see him play in a big league atmosphere rather than just hit BP on our field.
It's great. He's not even that far away of a drive to go watch him play. Him being him being an alumni of El Medina, it's just really cool that he's up close and we'll be able to go watch a lot more games of him actually playing.
And Chip, we know many kids out there are Angels fans, many adults are Angels fans. Will any of them switch to being Dodger fans now?
Yeah, that was a funny part of the conversation. We had the coach on earlier today, and he even talked about, yeah, it would have been nice if he signed with the Angels. A couple of the players we talked to said the same thing. They wish he signed with the players. When we asked whether or not they would change their loyalties, a couple of the players said, I don't know if I'll change my loyalties, but I might go buy a Freddie Freeman Dodgers jersey and wear that.
Why not? Nice. I like it. You got to support him somehow. All right. Thank you so much, Chip, and I'm glad that he's going to be in Dodger blue.
Ah. Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell. Thank you for watching the Unprobable Podcast. Have an incredibly awesome rest of your day.